Pandemic, right? What a disaster. Right. Other end of the spectrum, what an opportunity. What a change. If you'd asked us 10 years ago, 2018, oh man, we got to change the world. Well, the world changed. It did it for us. So now here we are. So let's get our asses in gear and, keep on moving. Mollison said, the problem is the solution. What? The problem is the solution. His example was he's going down the road in Australia somewhere, and he goes around a curve, and lantana, which is this thorny plant, and we have it here, is a problem in cow pastures because it keeps the grass from growing, and the cows don't eat it, so lantana patches get bigger and bigger. And he's going around this curve, and he sees out in this pasture of cows an apple tree growing surrounded by lantana. And he goes, stop. And he gets out of the car and he goes, that's exactly, somebody threw an apple out there. It fell inside the lantana. The cows can't get at it, so it grows. The lantana, the problem, is the solution. So Mollison worked with the Aboriginal people. And he would go out to the Aborigine camp with his Land Rover and 100 little pistachio trees in little grow bags. And he would grab his Aborigine buddies and they'd head off into the outback. And they'd find a place where a big eucalyptus tree fell, and it had a branch like that, and they'd break off another branch, or they'd make a place like that, and a barricaded place, and they'd plant a pistachio tree there. So it was barricaded from the foraging animals, it was mulched, it would grow by itself. If they put it out in the open, it would never live. The problem, the downed trees, the other stuff, was the solution.
So the problem of the pandemic, what's the solution? It wakes people up to maybe don't be so dependent on things way outside of your control when it comes to food, or move more in this direction of, even if it's raspberries in Portland on your balcony.
Yeah, look at all the supply chain links and all the typical things that you could find by reading the news. It showed us how ridiculously dependent we are on systems that we're not even paying attention to. And permaculture is all about designing systems that, like I said, instead of take, make, use, lose, are circular.
And you have to pay attention to them.
You have to pay attention to them, yes. You're right.
For us, it's second nature because, you talk about young people seeing something about permaculture and getting inspired. Well, we were out here milking goats, raising ducks, growing our vegetables. And I went and I spent 2 weeks with Bill Mollison, and I had my mind blown, like I said, because all of a sudden I go, it all fits together in a way I never even imagined.